Now let's dive deep into the big LGBT story for today. I'm Larry Farver, and let's queer up politics. TikToker explains why MAGA will end in an extinction burst. An extinction burst is defined as, quote, the expected and temporary escalations in the frequency, duration, and/or intensity of a maladaptive target behavior, end quote. In layman's terms, it is a tantrum thrown by those who are told their behavior is not acceptable. TikTok user at Oh That's Rich recently posted a video explaining how that concept applies to modern U.S. conservatives. He lays it out in the history of the current extinction burst that started with the election of President Obama and explains why conservatives continue to rage even though they've won full control of the U.S. government.
God, they know, and they know they can't stop it. I've known this was coming for 10 years, but until now I didn't realize there was a name for it. It's the thing that makes us say, is it just me, or are there more crazies than ever before? The Trump spike in racism, sexism, and hate, it's the emotional foundation for the entire Make America Great Again movement. That nostalgia for when life in America was simpler and paler. But as soon as we began addressing it, boom. Extinction burst. This term is why I love science so much. You can take an idea from one field, like psychology, for example, and apply it to another field, like political science, and the principles still apply. Extinction burst is actually really simple. It's when you have a behavior and a reward, and you withdraw the reward in order to change the behavior. When you do that, usually to change an undesirable behavior, the behavior itself increases in frequency and intensity for a short period of time, till ultimately the subject changes the behavior, and then that behavior goes extinct. This is like you're at the store and you're swiping your credit card and it doesn't work, and so then you swipe your credit card like 15 more times until you're so angry you're freaking out and you're about to scream an F-bomb in the middle of Toys R Us, and then you say, I'll just pay with cash. Swiping is the behavior and the payment is the reward. So when the swiping doesn't work and you don't get the reward you need, you get madder and madder and you try it more and more until you change the behavior, which then results in the extinction of the original behavior. Now, extinction burst at the national level is much slower, but in this case, we actually know very clearly what triggered it. It was Obama's election in 2008. Sarah Palin, the Tea Party movement, the birther movement, and ultimately MAGA. It is a 10-year tsunami of rage in the face of inevitable extinction. This is why Republicans are still so angry. They know Trump winning can't stop it, and they know Trump in office can't stop it. They can feel the inevitable extinction of their own terrible beliefs. At this point, the only thing that'll stop it is if we let up. If you stop interfering with that undesirable behavior, it will go back to normal. So no, you're not crazy. Yes, you are doing the right thing, and yes, if you persevere, the extinction burst will end.
Well, that was well said. I did some research before this story, and I'm sure our reporters here have a lot to say about it. But one of the examples was, the rat that gets fed the pellets to modify its behavior. And when they push a little bar, and once the pellets stop, they go crazy and they're just banging it. Or a little kid who doesn't get the candy as a reward and they start having temper tantrums. And I'm glad that this is coming out. And, maybe we need to use this phrase in our society, in our community, and encourage others who are marginalized to use this, because it's a scary evolution of behavior.
Yeah, but I appreciated his explanation.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, I walk around and I'm like, are we an upside down world? Like, how the hell did we go back to the 50s? Like, I'm going to have to ask Raul to co-sign so I can get a checking account soon. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we've gone backwards. And I feel, and I'm like, I can't be, I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. You know what I mean? But this really makes sense. The tantrum is there, and they've been pissed since Obama. That's a long time to be pissed off.
Right. It's such good insight, to really, because that was a very pivotal presidential, win. We were seeing a first African-American president, walking into the office that went against the total norms of what we were experiencing before. And that change was possible at the highest level. In fact, even the vice president was a female, you know. So, we've been breaking glass ceilings. So that got to be a little too much for that group. So, there's a definition called insanity, which means if you keep repeating the same behaviors over and over again, expecting different results, you're going to be pretty sad, in the end. So, I take it back, trying to educate people that may not agree with, the way I see things in the world, in political science and those type of things. Those are the type of behaviors that I just kind of say, you know what, I'm just not going to change that frame of mind.
Yeah.
I got to do something else that might maybe change their mind, and that may be through something, artistically or whatever it is, you just have to speak it in a different language. So this resonates with me, this story.
Absolutely.
I just want to go to the bathroom with my trans sister and not be messed with. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that seemed to be like the beginning of the rage from my seat was like, all we wanted was just privileges, and they just felt it was just too much. I don't know.
Many people would say, when they get mad and it's like that, haha moment, now you're mad again. But you had a phrase, a scary evolution of behavior. And it's very dangerous what's happening because we're not just dealing with a tantrum. It's human lives here at stake. And it is a very dangerous because we don't know the limit that each other has.
Yeah.
So how well will it end? Or how will it end?
Yeah.
And that's the dangerous part.
And it's scary, like you said, especially now when we're allowing people to be racist right in front of everybody, como nada. Like before, back in the day, you hid that.
But
you know what I mean? Like
Meryl Streep, during her acceptance speech, don't even know what one of these are words. And she mentioned something, when the highest position of office has this type of behavior, it automatically allows everyone else to act the same.
That's right.
So it is very important who we're looking up to and who we're choosing to be in these seats.
Yeah.
Because it allows disrespect, allows disrespect.
Yes. Exactly. So Democrats, get your job in motion. Let's go. Find me somebody. All right. You have 2 years. Okay.
Right.
Do it. Stop rolling over and giving the Republicans your belly like my dog does every day. Just my own personal note. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world.